Hello, everyone, and once again, welcome to another fun-filled, exciting episode of Season 4, 184. Season 4, Episode 184. I'm one of your co-hosts, Mark Dockers.
Hey everybody, I'm Jamal Smith, and we also have.
Hey folks, happy Monday. It's Tony.
Yeah, Tony will be with us for a few minutes. She's wanted someplace else, so she's going to be on assignment the rest of the day. So we'll be taking over from here. So, people, how was your weekend?
Good
Weekend
people.
was chill. Yeah, the weekend was chill. It was great that we all actually were in the same place again at the Chris Holden's 26th annual block party and resource fair on the 500 block of Jackson Street.
500 Jackson Street.
Right. It was actually, I thought it was really cool. There was a lot of vendors there. There was a lot of food and, those folks that actually have art and crafts and stuff. And a lot of people just showed up and participated. And the music, I must say, was very, very nice, especially that last group that rounded it out. They were blowing. And
Yeah,
the
they
lead
were.
singer had some chops, boy. The background singers too, they were all just really, really nice. I had a
So
blast.
just so y'all know that we were all actually together.
Mm-hmm.
We did all show up.
Look,
There's proof.
there's the proof. Even Marcus captured in the background.
That's right.
Right?
And Brandon was taking the picture. So
Brandon took the picture.
Brandon.
Right.
We need
So
to
he
get
was
Brandon
definitely
to
there.
take pictures. Right. The man
He
behind
walked
it.
in front of the camera a couple times, so we got proof he was
A
there.
few times.
Well, shit. I mean, everybody
There's
walked in front of
nothing you
that
can
camera.
do.
That was
Not
funny.
that wide lens thing. They was tracking everything.
Tony had a
Right.
little performance on it at some point. I should have
I
marked the
had, to,
time.
I had to move a lot of people out from in front of it because it was picking up their whole conversation that we didn't want to hear.
Ooh, okay.
So here's your boy that was blowing right there.
Oh
He
yeah.
was killing it.
I forgot the name of the group, but wasn't James calling them something that they weren't? He was calling them a different name or something.
We called them once or whatever the Bible something, and
Yeah.
it was actually whatever the gentleman's name who was singing the something chorale, whatever his name
Was it
was.
chorale?
He was an amazing singer.
Oh,
It was
the most
whatever
beautiful part of that was when the power went out and the drummer and the saxophone player just kept going.
Yes.
So it didn't even stop the momentum. So you got to be worth your weight in chops, boy. Make sure
Oh, for
you're a
sure.
real musician at that point.
I was cracking up though because the engineer, the sound engineer, who's watching them right on the side, was grooving to the music, and then the sound went out, and he's still just grooving to the music. Didn't do anything for probably like about 15 seconds, and then he's like, "Oh, power went out," and then he started running around trying to figure what happened. And what happened was the generator ran out of gas.
Right.
As soon as
No,
they filled
what
it back-
was miraculous was everything shut down on our end, but the live was still going because it's
Mhm.
street.
Mhm.
So thank goodness we have an actual platform that we use. And he
Yeah,
had the background singers and everything. That boy sang.
that's what I was saying. That boy can sing.
She's looking
Yes.
like, if you ask me one more question about these flowers, these hairdressers,
So were you able to get a shot of everybody that was there? Did you talk to most people or
I didn't talk to hardly anybody, but Brandon went to every booth and took a picture. So that's what I'm
okay.
saying, right?
That's what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. And for those who didn't attend, hopefully they'll do it again next year. This year was different. They've been doing this as the Flyers said for like 26 years. And in the past, it was just for the block or friends and family of people who lived on the block. But this year, obviously, because of the fires, it became a resource fair. And believe me, all the resources were there. They had case management, they had builders, they had us, they had folks who were doing distribution, a lot of church organizations.
Builders,
Yeah.
farmers market.
Mm-hmm. They had a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, cool. And
Yep,
Chris
it was
in
good.
resolution. Chris is out there getting his groove on for all of about 45 seconds. He said, "Nah, I'm good."
You're like, I ain't built for this no more.
Had the mayor show up. And he had
yeah.
ex-mayor, previous mayor. That's cool.
Yeah. That was really cool.
What's his name? Gordo or something in Pasadena?
Uh-huh.
That man.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if there's anybody that pops on today that happened to attend the block party. Love to know what you thought about it. And we'll talk about that a little bit.
It was a great event.
Yeah. I'm glad we were able to participate in it. That was really fun.
So big shout out to Timmy and Pamela,
Oh yeah,
because they the ones that organized it, and Timmy was constantly busy. She did very, very well, and Pamela, is by trade a marketing person, and they put in a lot of work, but it was a great event. I have to say that and give them their props and their kudos for certain.
I agree. I echo those same thoughts, because as Tony was saying, it was a smooth event. I'm sure there were hiccups along the way and fires they had to put out and everything, but they made it transparent, and it was a very effective, very, very successful event as far as I could tell, at least from our perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looked good.
And then Sunday, you want to tell what you did Sunday? And it was another time when I actually showed up.
What?
Believe it or not, I was able to
That's
attend. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't going to be able to be around, Tony. But anyway, I did go to Here Lay a Home exhibit. I was there to see it first and foremost, and then also be there for the closing ceremonies. However, in addition to that, at the Armory, there was another event that was happening that we were not really aware of per se, but Brian actually stuck around, listened to what was happening. You want to explain what that group was? I forgot the name of them.
So it's called Altadena. It's
Oh, that's right.
a group of black captains that have gotten together to keep their streets informed about, the streets that they live in, about what's going on. So he was having they mostly have Zoom meetings, but he had an in-person meeting to discuss assembly bills, the SDE situation of the home out the park, and they had Lisa from Fire Aid was there explaining, where money from Fire Aid went. I just happened to be there because Mark Mariscal invited me. I think they invited me Saturday, but I didn't know what it was or whatever. We didn't really get to talk.
Mm-hmm.
We're very brief, but got there. He explained a lot of what they've been doing and where the monies that they've been receiving going to. I didn't really get to speak until like the last 10 minutes of it, and I just told everybody how the podcast got started, what we're doing, and how you could follow us. So we should have at least 20 more people from that one, because a lot of people didn't know about it, which was common that we couldn't get into. So, by going to some of these group meetings and stuff like that, we're starting to spread the word about who we are and what we provide and stuff like that. So that was interesting, because I never even knew they were meeting there. I was supposed to be upstairs. So I got there early, it started at 2? I thought it started at 1. So they opened the doors at 1. Yeah, they opened the doors at 1 and said they were going to start the closing ceremony at 2:20, 2:30. I kept looking at Jamal to get the time, but at that point I was still stuck and hadn't said anything. So he went upstairs and took pictures and video and that is where we were at with it. So let me see if I can show you guys.
Well, you're bringing that up. It was a very good conversation that I had with a couple of the people at the end. To Brian's point, a lot of people just are not aware of Altadena Talks. They're not aware for multiple reasons. Primarily, quite a few of the folks there were, up in age and not necessarily technologically. I don't want to say savvy, but they're not on like the YouTubes and all that kind of stuff on a regular basis. So, we, like Brian said, we're going to have a nice handful of folks who are going to start watching now, and we appreciate that. And we encourage a lot of the locals to start coming on and giving their perspective on what's going on and what's happening. And I thought it was really cool. We have Mark and Mark.
Oh, you saw your picture pop up on the screen. You decided you was going like, let me make my.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just actually, I'm multitasking, working hard, and taking care of the home, wash the clothes and all that,
Mm-hmm.
But multitasking. But I just was listening to y'all, and I did want to give my vantage point of the event on Saturday. It was very nice. It was actually the first time that the four of us were even all in the same at the same event, and that was really cool. And for those who didn't attend, what you guys see here on the podcast is exactly what is going down out in the public. Yeah, Brian, getting footage up and down the block. Jamal holding down the behind the scenes and making sure the cameras and everything are going right. And Tony out there talking.
Everybody.
and vetting. Tony's vetting on Saturday too. Like she doesn't stop vetting you guys. So understand that this Altadena Talks. It's the real deal. It's the real deal. What you see is what you gonna get, whether it's out in the public or on the podcast. It's all like Tony and the team always says. It's a labor of love, and that love was on full display on Saturday.
So Marcus is he said, forget that. I'm gonna go get a headset, get my background right. I
try to step the game up. Got rid of that brick wall.
Nah, it looks good, man. Good.
You look like you've been on here all this time. Like, I'll let y'all know I'm gonna come correct this time. I ain't coming.
I gotta lean forward so you don't see my chair though.
Right. No, we wasn't even giving off that. We didn't want you to get. You only have the T-shirt on with the shorts.
That is my
boxers
uniform.
On.
That's my work uniform though, for real.
Let me
Most
tell you
stay-at-home
something. I
folks.
just went and got out of my gown. I was like, "Oh, we getting ready to go live. Let me put something on real quick."
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's my thing too, Marcus. I work from home. I don't have to be bothered with shenanigans. Sometimes I was in a robe because it's a little cool this morning, but I was like, "We're getting ready to go on. Let me be presentable because we likely are going to have more people, right, joining us, and so I want to do our best to starting us on time and
all right, we got to be serious
and being presentable, where I'm not like, oh my gosh, I look like crazy, and because I've done that too many times. So I'm trying to step up my professionalism
You
during
don't
the
want to
week.
be Miss Berenstain Bear again?
Right. Yeah, like last week with my hat on.
Hobby.
I was so out of it that day.
Hey,
And I just washed my hair. That was what, Tuesday morning, because I was going Tuesday evening or whatever.
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get my life together, y'all, for this podcast.
We appreciate it. It's kind of cool.
I wanted to thank you guys, for the effort that you guys are putting out, even on the weekends. And like you guys have always said, this is a labor of love, and you guys are just doing it because the love of Altadena and all those that and love that that resided in Altadena and hope to get back to Altadena. So you guys did an excellent job. The event was awesome. That was my first time attending, and
Mine
and I was like blown away. Honestly, I was really blown away with there was something for everybody. A lot of resources. I was able to speak to Joe, who is rebuilding my aunt's house right now. It's already broken ground, and it's well on its
Pretty
way.
far along, yeah.
Yeah. So I was able to catch up with him and just find out updates on where we are with permits and stuff on my other aunt's house and then on my mom's house, just to see how things are going. And it was a good conversation. I actually had earlier last week driven by. I took a cruise through Altadena, and it had been a while. And let me tell you, every time I go to Altadena, look, I started stuttering. Every time I go to Altadena, I have to take a pause, like a deep breath. Still, like, because, and I know it looks better, but it's still like I gotta brace myself for whatever I'm about to take in, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just something subconscious. It's right around New York Drive. That I just gotta just inhale, exhale, and just say, okay, here we go. You know. I did see a lot of progress. I was hoping for more, but that's just, you know, we just want to see everything happening everywhere, but that's not reality. But it was good to see that pretty much, dude, I would say at least around every square mile you had action, you know, of walls up, framing, in fencing, you know, around those properties to try to protect the materials and things. So it was good. It was a good trip around Altadena, but during that trip, I went by my Aunt Paula's house, and Joe was there. Joe was there with his contractor, or actually an inspector, I think it was. And I didn't get a chance to stop. I did slow down, and you know, just yell out the window. You know, looking good, and he just yelled back, one day at a time. And then we kind of saluted each other, and then I went along on my little path to go check out everybody else's properties to see where we are. But it was good to follow up with him on Saturday and just kind of catch up, because I didn't get that opportunity while he was. I didn't want to stop him from working or interrupt anything. You know, business is business, and I'm not going to slow down nobody's progress. You know what I'm saying? No, so I said, nah, now's not the right time. But it was good to catch up with him on Saturday and just you know, hear the status updates and his experiences with the county and everything. He said so far, knock on wood, things are going pretty good. He hasn't had any of those nightmare type of situations that he's heard about, which is good. So yeah, that was a good encounter. And actually, it was a good week, you know, from me taking my drive and then, you know, kind of concluding it with the Saturday event. It was a good week for me.
Yeah, and you also got to see, what was it, your Spanish teacher from back in the day?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Man,
I had to move y'all out the way because y'all whole conversation was getting on the thing.
Let me tell you, see, Miss Quinones is her name from back when I was in school, and I promise you, she was the prettiest Spanish teacher I had ever seen. Still, but I took 4 years of it, and I didn't use much of the Spanish.
But you enjoyed going to class, huh?
I enjoyed going to class. I was an A+ student. But Miss Quinones, she lost her home too. And she actually lived around the corner from us when we were young. It's a trip. She lived on Olive, and then she's remarried, and she then lived on Pine, which is the other street that I had lived on, and one of my aunts lived on. She was her neighbor.
That's where Jonesy and them lived for a minute too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And so so it was so good to see her. And I actually was able to take a picture with her and I sent it to my brothers and my mom. She asked about my mom and everything, and it was really good to see her. And I just just it was that topped it off, honestly. I hadn't seen her in like 3 years. I actually ran into her on my daughter's birthday at Fogo de Chao when they first opened up. But I didn't get a picture, and I said I forgot to get a picture last time. I need to get a picture with you. She looks the same, and it was just good for again. That's what Altadena is, right? You come across people, that whether it's from your high school days or elementary days. Here we are, 35 plus years.
Yep.
And we came across each other again, even after the fire. So Altadena is still, I feel, still intact. That can happen,
No doubt, man. Well, I'm glad you had a chance to see her, and we appreciate the fact that you were plugging the Day of Thanks as well. You got quite a few people to scan the QR code and encourage people to do that. So thank you for doing that as well. That was a true team effort, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I mean, I am. I'm team Altadena Talks. Whole life. So I'm gonna do what I can do to promote and to just highlight what you guys do, and to also encourage y'all to keep going. Because I know it gets rough, and I know you guys still have your lives and everything, and so
I ain't got no life. This is it.
So for that, for this,
This,
you do have a life.
Right.
You have a life. You have a life. You have a wife on the way.
I like I said, I don't have a life.
Yeah, you surrendered that. You're right.
Life? What's that?
Yeah. Now you hide out in the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, look, the man behind the green screen.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
To Marcus's point, though, too, these kind of community events, it brings people together that oftentimes you're going to see a handful of people you hadn't seen for a while.
It's Tony
that could
talking?
Be months.
It's Tony
not
talking
to us.
Oh,
not
okay,
to
okay.
us.
Sorry.
She's on mute doing something else. But I saw quite a few people I hadn't seen in quite a while, and I always enjoy that. Definitely enjoy that. But, you got to figure out what's going on with them. Quite a few of them did lose their homes. Otherwise, they were up there trying to help out some other family members who couldn't attend. But it's always good. It's that community, like you had mentioned, like everybody has mentioned, we've all mentioned. It's a very unique thing that we have in this community of Altadena. Flash Pasadena.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really good stuff.
It can be let's see, emulated, but it will never be duplicated. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's something that I would hope that people can really look at Altadena and see how the community had a ton of differences, just like every other community, but found a way to make things work. And everybody, kind of pulling for each other and getting along. I wish that could take hold, and we can start in just the small towns and cities, and then let it get to the big cities and stuff. But I would love to see that to kind of take over where we, and that would change the landscape across the country. We see the news, and stuff is out of control, and we gotta kind of find how to get along and just exist and live together and row in the same direction.
I agree.
And that's what Altadena did, and what we're trying to do. To still do that, to get back to having the city, the town rebuilt. And back on the block. So to further exemplify what you're talking about, when we were at the All Together
event. At the end, Brian and I were both talking to some folks, and I was talking to a couple. The wife, Maya, shout out to Maya if she's watching right now. But she was talking about how they had just recently gone to an event where it was both Palisades and Altadena folks.
Wow.
And one of the things she always had on an Altadena shirt, or it said something that said Dina Strong, whatever. And this one lady from Palisades came up to her and was like, "Is that for real? Do you really believe in that Dina Strong stuff?" And she was like, "Absolutely." I knew everybody on my block, or at least most of the people on my block. We all helped one another when the fires came. One of the neighbors who's 90 years old, I went and checked on him and blah, blah, blah. Turns out, because she had asked the lady, "Well, don't you guys do that?" The lady didn't know anybody on her block.
Wow.
Literally did not know anyone on her block. And
how long did you know, or did she say how long that neighbor had lived there?
No,
not knowing
but
the
it
neighbor?
wasn't. But it couldn't have been anything like folks in Altadena in terms of generations,
Right. Yeah.
It definitely wasn't like that. Now,
Yeah.
the only ones who I would think might have something close to Altadena would be the few homes in Malibu that may have gotten, affected. But Palisades, I mean, it's they hadn't been around that long, I don't think.
Yeah.
At least the ones that were, most of those homes were rebuilt. There's a few people who were there for quite a while, but I was still surprised. The lady was, she was questioning Dina Strong, and it was like, come on, it's community. I mean, you should at least know who your neighbors are. You don't have to have a cup of coffee with them all the time. You don't have to invite them over to the barbecue all the time, but knowing who they are and kind of keeping an eye on them when certain situations happen, that's not a bad thing.
No,
and it doesn't take much.
And to that point, it's not like we have to believe in Dina Strong. It's whether or not you live it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you live it, it's just natural. It's organic. Like, it's just what you do. So that, we don't have to believe it. We're living it. It's, to your point, we're checking on neighbors. And, I just reached out to my neighbor on Saturday because last I knew he was living around where the block party was at.
Oh.
And so I had texted him and asked him, my next door neighbor to the west, Jeff and Jody, I had texted Jeff and asked him, like, "Hey, are you in town? If you are, I'm around the corner from you, I think, and I would love to get a hug." And that's just man to man. Like, I haven't seen him in a while.
Okay.
We have crossed paths a couple times since the fires. But it would have been real nice he was out of town. But he still owes me a hug, and
I know that's right.
We're gonna catch up. Matter of fact, he's gone golfing with us a couple times.
Oh, really? Wait, what was his name again?
Jeff.
Okay, I gotta see him. I'm way better with faces than names.
Yeah, yes, and I'm way better with nothing, man. Pictures, honestly.
I'm way better with nothing.
Pictures.
I got nothing.
I'm serious. I'm so timid on going and approaching somebody because I'm always off, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just not as good as I used to be with that. But
I
was able to recognize my teacher, though.
I know that's right. Made an impact on you. That's cool. And we got a few people from the block party who are going to tune in now as well, because as much as we would like to believe that we have a larger reach, there's still a large group of people who are not aware of what we're doing. They weren't aware. In the future, we're going to, shed some light on what we're doing as well to others. But it was really cool because a lot of people were like, "Oh, okay, we're going to tune in and check it out." So even at that event. So we get an opportunity to be introduced to people every time we're out, every time we're, in some sort of group setting. And that's really fun.
Yep.
That's really, really fun. Oh, and the other thing that we encourage folks to do is what you do. Although you're part of Altadena Talks, you organically became part of Altadena Talks. You're of the community. And we still would like people to come on, share their experience, talk about some of the wins they've had, some of the stuff that they are struggling with. But then also one of the suggestions, Maya's husband, I believe his name was Brian, actually was suggesting maybe even having several different people who had some historical knowledge to just have that be the main topic of the conversation for one of our episodes, just about Altadena. I mean, then there's so much to cover history of Altadena that I'm sure it can be broken up in segments and have multiple people cover that. But we I think a lot more people are going to tune in. I think that's just what that's what I gathered, and I hope so. Definitely hope so. I hope they participate, because again, that communication back and forth helps us.
Yeah.
One of the main things that I was speaking about at that event yesterday with Altadena was we want you to come on, Altadena residents, and talk about what's been going on with you and why you live way out in Santa Clarita like myself, and if you come here every day, and should we start
that one lady was from Santa Clarita too. Yeah,
right. Three of them were. Three of them were.
Yeah.
Hey. But you see how far out things have gone. I mean, people are way out in Azusa, Glendora, all the way down to Whittier, all the way up to Santa Clarita. Some people in LA and some close and some near. But if we can start letting people know more about events like that block party and stuff like that, it brings Altadena and Pasadena together. More so, I'm focused on Altadena, and Chris Holden's thing is always the Pasadena, but Pasadena right now is Altadena's annex. We're clamoring and holding on to the Dena. Pretty much.
Most of Altadena's gone. You can't do much up there.
Right. So one guy at the meeting was like, why should I come to events out here? I don't live out here. Everything is gone. Why are we building businesses back? And I said, for the specific reason of, if you really love your town, you will come back and check out the progress. You will patronize the businesses. You will get to know neighbors you never knew before. I mean, what I loved about the Rancho bar is that half the people that I meet there, like one guy literally lived on my street, but all the way at the end, sang the Asian cat. And there was a couple times I asked him for a ride home because my car wasn't working, and it wasn't out of his way. You know what I'm saying? So the beautiful thing about going to some of these bars and events, I'm going to start going to, what is it, Betsy's now? It used to be called Bernie's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I want to go to that
only
place.
It survived that block, right?
Yeah. That and the 50s throwback vintage store right in the corner.
Yeah, yes.
Are you talking about on Mariposa Junction?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so their first Mariposa Junction is going to be November 29th.
29th, yeah.
With the Altadena Chamber of Commerce is hosting. And come back and patronize. I mean, food trucks are going to be up there and stuff like that. But the reason why we do this show is so that I can see what announcements are going on, so I know how to plan my weekend, because my weekends have not been anything but Altadena. And that's why I'm saying I have no life, because it's all Altadena, right? I don't mind. It's not a big deal. I'm not focused on anything else right now, because the focus that we had left January 6th. That was our last day of great focus in Altadena. After that, we're now just, I call it a traffic jam on the 5 or the 405. You know, it's going to last a while, but eventually you're going to get there. So that's where we're at. And I'm happy to be a part of every day of this thing. And I can't wait till tonight, because I've registered to go to the Southern California Edison hearing, town hall, whatever it is they call it, the Loma Alta.
Yeah,
I'm going to have my audio recorder out and hopefully can film something if they let us. Otherwise, I'll be bringing you back the skinny on that report. And from what we've been hearing, Edison might not be the route to go, because there's too much fine print in that 27-page document. Tony read it, I have it, but we got a lot of reiteration from it at that Altogether meeting yesterday.
Yeah.
People are not happy with that. It almost looks like they're trying to streamline it to get to you quicker, but in reality, you might want to wait until January 2027, when that's going to be the year that they start figuring things out. So first 2 years right now is going to be focused on getting us back in Altadena, getting rebuilt, getting everybody back into their homes so we can have a neighborhood. And it's going to be my sole goal. And I promise you, before this podcast ends in 5 years, I will have knocked on every new home and taken a picture with the resident.
Wow.
That is my goal.
Wow.
Because I want people to see that we're now a town that's actually going to know their neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we knew them before, but we were blocked. You know, but as kids, we knew everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We knew when we went over Trevor Fields' house that Gerald Pope, Sheena Pope lived across the street, and the twins lived down on Palm and Fair Oaks, and you know, we knew landmarks. I used to spend a lot of time at Judy and Darlene's house on La Corona, and, you know, just hanging out with different people. Thanksgiving dinner hopping was my favorite thing.
Oh, you still like doing that? What are you talking
Oh
about?
man, please! I know. I got to make sure that
You just added a fourth when we went to pick up the Jenny on Saturday over at Tony's house.
Well, I'm telling you, man. Too. We got. I'm at everybody's house. Invite me for the peach cobbler, for the fried turkey. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a day. I know Sherry's going to hate this, but I'm going to tell her straight out: either you hopping with me or you going to stay in tomorrow's house.
Right.
I'm going live from every spot.
Right. That's what you do. And let me quickly jump back to the meeting that you're going to today. I actually met with a couple when I went to go get the generator for the event. And is Brian stuck? Or is that me?
No, it's Brian. It's Brian. It's tradition at this point. He's keeping the streak alive. He keeps that streak alive, Brian.
No. But
that's a hell of a froze, though, that image right there.
You know what? Hold on. Let me get it.
Yeah, get a picture, man.
Oh, let me do this.
Yeah. That's Brian right there.
Yep. I got it. All right. Let me bring him out of there. That's comedy. That is too funny. But one of the things that we talked about last week about this, the Wildfire Recovery Compensation Program by Southern California Edison, is that unfortunately, the people who attended the first couple, they had indicated that Southern California Edison is not truly answering many questions.
Yeah.
For the vast majority of the time, they're actually just recording the questions that people have. And you know, it seems like, well, let me back up. This is just a draft. The thing that they put out right now is just a draft. And 9 times out of 10, whatever information they're gathering from people, they're going to reformulate this document and bring it back out at some point in time in the near future. Derek put up a comment, and I was going to mention that, but this event today, and I thought Brian had mentioned it too, but it's sold out. The event, 7 p.m., the in-person session at the Loma Alta Park Gym. The registration is full at this point in time. I think it was last week, as a matter of fact, too.
Yeah.
But we'll give you some feedback. Like Brian said, he's going to go live or record and see if there's any additional information that might be gathered at this last event. But like I said, I met a couple that were kind of complaining about it because they were like, you know, it was almost a waste of our time because we were asking the same questions that we've been asking in other venues. But because we had Southern California Edison there in front of us, we were hoping to get, you know, more responses and more specific answers to those questions that we had. And in reality, that wasn't the venue for that. And in fact, what they were doing, like I said, was just grabbing information.
Yeah, and like you pointed out last week, they had that posted on the flyer type thing that you know, it was an information gathering type of event. I'll actually be there tonight as well.
Okay.
I did register, so I'll be there as well. And I know on one of my text threads with some Altadenans, I had put, if there's questions or concerns you want me to present, you know, go ahead and text me. So same here. If you guys have questions, you can just put them put it in the chat, and I'll do my best to try to just get it out there and have that for them to go back to their lab with regards to being included, even if you can't attend. That's one way that I can speak on your behalf or present the question on your behalf or concern, so that it can be part of their reevaluation or their further deep dive into it.
Their next iteration.
Yeah, and at least they're providing a forum to gather information.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it may have been better for them to have had some of this before they did this, before they came out and said that they had this package, and it probably would have been shored up a little bit, maybe a little more, a better appetite to it if they would have just, did this up front. But it's still early. What they're looking at now is they have until January 2027. So they're going to refine it for sure.
Of course, maybe multiple times.
Yes, and it's important for all of our concerns to be heard. I agree with others that have said, the kids $50,000 each. Like my kids, one lost their school also, but on top of that, they've lost their whole childhood, like their whole existence. You know what I'm saying? Like the majority of us have, we've lived long enough. I feel for the kids who literally are restarting, and that mental torment, that should be compensated better, to really show that you are concerned and you're sorry, and I think that's the goal that they should have. How can we say we're sorry without saying we effed up? but at least say we're sorry in the right way,
folks in Altadena are gonna want them to admit first and foremost as part of that apology that they effed up, and we know it's not necessarily gonna happen, but most folks want to hear that. It's like, okay, own up to what you did wrong, and then through your actions or what you're offering us, that'll be your sorry as well, and say it to your point. But I don't know if we're gonna ever get that. To be
I don't know either, man, and I wouldn't hold my breath on getting that. Right. But in the absence of them actually coming out and saying it, if they do right by having something that is actually, through the gesture or through the compensation, it's a better, more, it encapsulates more of the whole picture. Right. And the mental picture is the biggest picture, in my opinion. That's where they need to really pay attention. Like with regards to the, it's offsetting what the insurance company gives you and stuff. The insurance company ain't giving us nothing for emotional distress.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where you better show up, because we're not getting nothing from that. So there's no offsetting anything. That's where you say you're sorry for tormenting and putting a whole town through this mental anguish. Now 9 months, and I couldn't believe that right now we're still going through it.
Oh, absolutely.
And so they that compensation has to really consider that, instead of looking at how they're going to save money with the insurance, what the insurance already covered. Insurance ain't going to cover no mental health, and you better, or it's a deal breaker,
Yeah. So, when you're talking about people who are still going through it, that couple that I talked to, that went to that event, the live event earlier that day, part of their, disappointment in what happened there was the fact that they had said, look, we had to prepare ourselves to go to an event to kind of talk about this whole situation again. It was
Yeah.
an older couple, maybe a generation above us, you know, maybe a auntie or you know, mother kind of level, parents kind of thing. But you know, it's like they were saying, hey, these emotions come and they go. So
Yeah.
when we have to get into an environment where that's our whole focus, we had to prepare for that. And today was very disappointing because we didn't accomplish much, right? So to your point, I envision most people are going through that. Just like, I mean, you've mentioned many a times, folks have talked about it. Every now and then you're still waking up out of your sleep like, whoa, what's going on? Having a nightmare. Or like Brian and I'm again, a lot of people waking up and you're in an unfamiliar place. You're not where you had been for years upon years, and you can't reach for that device or that thing that you had that you normally use because it's gone, it's burnt up, or you can't wear your favorite shirt or your favorite shoes or that outfit or you know what have you.
Yeah.
So to your point about you know the emotion. Everybody is kind of going through it in their own way. And the one thing I think, and this is something that I had mentioned last week that one attorney was talking about, for those who are able to hold on, if it absolutely turns out that Southern California Edison is at fault, going the long route with your own attorney will allow you to potentially, I'm not a lawyer, we're not giving law, I mean, any sort of legal advice, we talk to one, but the potential is there for punitive damages, which are where you actually are punishing the person who's wrong, right?
Yeah, right.
And they have to be found that way first. And I'm pretty confident, but again, verify this, that if you take whatever they're giving you whenever they finalize this, you're pretty much waiving any future, you know, claims of anything in addition to just, hey, you're a person, we're giving X dollar amount for this person, your home, for you as the person, your kids and so forth. But that emotional stuff, nah, wash your hands of that. You know, so gotta be careful and just do what you can do. You know, just do what you can do. And quickly, Derek, thank you for agreeing, saying that was true. But for the thing tonight, I don't think there is also a Zoom. They had 4 meetings. The first 2 were Zoom only, and the last 2 were live in person. So we haven't got any notification if they're going to do Zoom as well. It'd be cool if they did. So you know, we'll look into it, and if so, we'll put something up on our page.
I would think that there would probably be another round of this also.
Oh, no doubt.
So just be on the lookout for that. You know, this is like preliminary, you know, where, you know, like I said, probably would have been better had they had these kind of think tanks prior to presenting the first draft.
Yeah.
Because nothing's going to be paid out before the end of the year right now anyway. So that tax savings and all that, none of that's going to come into play. But that should be something that our elected officials go forward with to try to extend that, you know, as a result of what Edison's trying to put on the table, you know. So that's I would say be on the lookout for that, but you know, stay vigilant and tune in to hear from elected officials and things, as well as to hear updates for the next round whenever that does occur. So that the participation can be there and you can be part of it. So I'm going on behalf of my wife and kids, and of course family members and everything, just to, you know, give that input tonight. So I'll be there with you, Brian. You back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I saw what you did, Jamal.
What I did?
Doing that screenshot. I saw that.
No, that was hey. That's gonna be behind me the next time I come on. That's gonna be my wallpaper. And I'm gonna sit to the side so you can be next to me.
Oh my God, I am fodder for this podcast.
Oh, I got so many
Yeah, man.
screenshots of him. Oh, it's
Right.
ridiculous.
So
And he-
Derek, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to bring my selfie stick and set up my phone to go live so that hopefully I can capture for everybody to see. I'm not sure if they'll allow that or not, but I'm gonna try it anyway.
Make sure you charge your phone.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned, let me
It's
tell
like
you.
that.
I knew that was a
That's the first time my phone was
I knew that was
ever.
a Steve Jab picture, Paul.
He gave me the camera to go upstairs when he was waiting to speak at the Altogether thing. So I go upstairs to the Here Lay a Home, closing ceremony, and I'm videotaping. I got a little bit, and then all of a sudden a little message came up like battery is low. It said 15%, and then it just dropped like precipitously. It just
It must have been something else running in the background.
probably. And I didn't go into airplane mode, so maybe that was the problem too. I probably should have done that. But so yeah, this Southern California Edison thing is a big thing. All eyes are on this. And to your point, Marcus, when they are going to have more of these after they gather all the intel, all the questions that people have now, they're going to organize it and bring out another one, and they're going to have events where people are going to be talking about it, whether they bring it up or people bring, representatives of Southern California Edison to talk about it, because this is a big deal, Yeah. It's a really big deal. And then the next big deal was the McChrystal after action report that came out. I'm actually going to share my screen. I know we didn't go over the announcements or anything at this point, but I thought I'd go ahead and share this. This came out last week. And these are just the highlights. This is the official document that came out as a highlight. The actual report is, it's some 133 pages long. There's actually, I was going to create a link for it. Here, let me do that here. Copy. I'm going to create a QR code for it real quickly. I'm going to remove this one. New QR code.
How many pages is that?
133.
Okay. Comprehensive
report. Yes. But the cool thing is, all right, cool. So what I've scanned right here, or the QR code I put up over market here. Let me see if I can switch this.
I see how you feel, man.
There we
That's
go.
Cool.
So we're able to switch it. The QR code in the upper left-hand corner is the actual QR code that'll take you to this full report. It's the after-action review alert of alert notification systems and evacuation policies for the Eaton and Palisades fire. So it's 133 pages because it's combining both both locations, shall I say. But this one I'm sharing right now is actually the summary of some of the things that they were finding. And one of the things that, is big, one of the big questions about this was, the folks in Altadena not getting the messages. Some folks on the west side not getting anything or getting them late and what have you. And here's some of the things that they talk about in terms of the reason why. Now, obviously, there's many other points to talk about related to this report, but one of the things they highlight here is the reason why some residents didn't receive many alerts may have been the limited cell coverage in the San Gabriel Mountains, shutting down of the power, right, of commercial cell towers that would have transmitted the messages, down power lines, or signal strength degradation due to heavy smoke from the fire. So, this is their report. You can talk about it and debate how you feel about each of these things, but for me, the shutting down of the power of the commercial cell towers would have transmitted the messages. I don't know what the timing would have been for that and when that actually happened, because as Tony has mentioned many a times, certain people had power, other people didn't, in some instances on the same block. So you don't really know what happened. Now I'm frozen. Brian can get me. I think I'm frozen.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Brian's frozen or he's asleep.
Oh. What I would encourage.
I'm sharing. I'm looking down at my phone. I'm sharing.
Oh, are you actually able to share again from the phone?
No, I'm looking for where it's at, where I can share, like on the feed.
Yeah, it's got to be somewhere.
Sucks.
My thing with this is that with that you just highlighted in the report.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this is the type of information that is being used to even further stress the importance of having the power underground. If you can't even have your emergency signals, your emergency system because of the power or whatever, and the power lines being downed and all that stuff, you got to do something different. Mm-hmm. You know, you can't just do the same thing, because when you have an emergency again, what are we to expect to happen? Nothing. And if people lose their lives again, like you gotta change this. And if this is what their findings were, that should be used for the power lines to go underground as well. And it's for the betterment of everybody who's going to reside in Altadena.
Yeah,
you know.
And in fact, they talked about that yesterday at that community meeting. And from all intent, everything I've heard, hey, it's nice to have, right? But there's complications to that, and there are challenges to it. Not that they can't be overcome. Not that they can't be overcome.
Right? It's money. Money is the complication, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Who's going to pay for it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if you pay for it up front, you're not going to pay for it in these lawsuits and these settlements that you're trying to throw out there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's going to be more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's going to happen again. To some level.
And if you're smart, you after you finish with Altadena, you may want to check La Cañada,
mm-hmm.
Monrovia, Duarte, Azusa, and just because what happened in Altadena could happen in any of those cities today.
Correct.
And all it takes
is we need to. We need to do what Trump said and rake our forests.
Man, get out of here.
Hey, I just want to invest in the rakes.
Like all the plexiglass people who made money during the pandemic.
Right.
And the mask people and the hand sanitizer company.
Right.
And grip.
Yep.
So
but really they have to I mean, you gotta do something different. And we gotta learn from this tragedy and as a country learn from the tragedy and you know, the government's got to put pressure on these utility companies to do the right thing and retrofit or rectify, you know, the grids and all that stuff to avoid this.
Yeah, there's a lot that has to be done. A whole lot.
Well, they were talking about at the Altogether meeting yesterday that there's a bill that's trying to be passed to put everything underground. One of the stipulations, and I know everybody was shocked to hear this, but one of the stipulations was they're going to have this big green box in front of your house if you're the one where the power comes up. Now, having bought a house in Santa Clarita back in 2004, that box was right in front of my house. That big green box where all the power comes up from under the ground into so they can work on it.
Yeah.
That wasn't a deal. I mean, they always told you, don't sit on this. I'm like, I'm sitting on this right there.
You know what? I think that's a very fair trade-off. If that's what it takes to avoid this being the outcome. And I really would encourage that if that's the case, don't keep those damn boxes green. Paint them. Make them look a little better. You know,
ugly jail green.
yeah. You know, change it up where, you know, it can everybody knows what it is, but it doesn't have to be green, and
Right.
the moss or fungi green. Just go ahead and let an artist make it a competition. You can do it by block or however wherever it's at. Come up with what you want on it. You know what
It's
I'm
like
saying?
the ones
But
they have on the street corners, like the real
yes,
tall ones by the bus
exactly.
stations. Some of them are
Yep.
there are actually they painted and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're painted. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah, those are mostly the telephone.
Well, whatever it
lines.
is, they're still there. Yeah. Big
Yeah,
and
yeah,
ugly.
and I've seen them being painted and designed on all over the place.
Yes. Yeah. So there's that workaround. I mean, but I think if it has to be in front of somebody's property, but it's as a result of everything being underground throughout, I mean, I think that's a fair trade-off, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, most places. Let me see. What's he saying here? They're saying I'm working on the software for Claremont Graduate University for his PhD. Part of the dissertation, he's developing a software application that aims to address these issues for every region in the country. I would love to discuss this on a. Hey, yeah, we'd love to have you. We'd love to hear what you got to talk, what you have to say, and talk about your app. That'd be awesome.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Derek. I've seen you, Derek. I've seen you being more active in your comments are very much appreciated. Your input is what we would love. We would love to just hear from everybody. Your thoughts, your actions, your feelings. I mean, just let's all just talk about it. This is Altadena Talks. We're gonna talk about Altadena, and everybody is part of it. So I appreciate you,
Derek. I just appreciate the rides to PCC back in '86 when I didn't have a car, and we was bumping Anita Baker. But everybody was bumping Anita Baker in '86. She had the whole town on lockdown.
So what was that? That was like '88, maybe, with Shirley Murdoch, right? As We Lay.
Yeah, well, that was the cheater song. But then right after that, Homegirl came out, Sybil came out with nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a J-O-B.
You're gonna be with me.
No romance without finance. That song made me, I was laughing for
everything, man.
Is my camera blurring out or is it my eyes? Am I just going blind?
No, it's a camera.
Yeah, it's the camera.
I don't have my towel here.
What do you say?
There we
Watching Katrina and Hulu. There's a problem with the community. Oh yeah, yeah. With all disasters and everything, shoot, even the floods that happened, a couple months ago. Yeah, in Texas. Yeah, it's a problem, man.
My goal, which is probably our goal, is hopefully that a podcast like this can become a prototype for disaster areas. They need something like this because when the media look at what has happened with the flooding, have we heard about that since?
Yeah, for
Not
real.
here. Hopefully, something there's something going on locally.
Yeah,
on a regular basis.
Hopefully,
well, they only stay there for 4 to 6 weeks, and after
hopefully there's a group.
Well, no, they're like to Jamal's point, like, shoot, no one, say, we don't know if what was it, Lanai or whatever in Hawaii, if they had this type of thing, but it was just there local where we weren't tapped in, right. But it would be something that, like what Tony attended, these types of practices, these types of practices will be shared, and hopefully there's let's say a task force that can be put together. You don't have to go, but you just reach out. You reach out to the local, official or something to say, hey, we have these types of things. We would like to talk to somebody locally, or do you guys have someone that's doing this? If so, use them as your source, or use them, as a central point, and things like that. That hopefully that's what will happen in the future. I mean, major kudos to you guys again for just, again, out of love and out of heart and out of heartache. This was drafted and created, and it just it's still as organic today as it was then, and that's because it has the same purpose. It's the same mission, and so with any type of disaster going forward, there's going to be that mission of recovery, and a podcast like this is essential. But you got to have the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just put any three people together to do this. You know what I'm saying? You have to have at least one, but two. You should have two.
What's unique is that all the people that are on this podcast, including the ones behind the scenes, are from Altadena.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we tried to do that.
Right.
That's just how it is.
Right.
But I mean, you figure it's going to happen anyway, given the nature of what this is, right?
Right.
It's not like we're going to get folks from, no disrespect, but LA to come do this, unless they had some sort of connection to Altadena beforehand.
Right.
So 9 times out of 10, the folks who are doing this have that connection of being from Altadena / Pasadena.
Yeah, but I think the recognition of from Ebony, it's gonna really have people wanting to look at what Altadena Talks did, and that's probably gonna be
wild.
The avenue that's gonna pass it on to and have it highlighted enough for other people to really pay attention to how essential it is to have something like this in the face of a disaster.
Special shout out to my favorite PR guy, Carlos Scott. He be everywhere. I mean, he be at all the parties. Hey man, can I get the invite when you be at Shantae Moore party again, bro? You'll never call. You'll never do the brother the link. You be in town, you sneak in, you sneak out. Now I'm in Atlanta. I don't need it. Stop playing with me. But I'm just so happy that we have actually, 184 episodes. Man.
184, man.
I went back and looked at the very first one, and I'm going to have to send it to you privately because it's not the very first one we posted. The day before I was going to go on, I went live with my boy from Black Crust Pizza because he's the only one I knew who would be up at 2 a.m. And I needed to get this tested. And this video is crazy because I'm in the closet. I don't have a green screen. I don't have a light. My girl's bras is hanging up right here. And I tried to put on the, what do you call that? The fake green screen. But every time I lean forward, the bras would be right. But it was cool, and we stayed on for about 45 minutes, and that's what got me engaged. The next day we went live, and you guys got to understand, and I know Jamal, I don't know if you were watching that first, Marcus, when we first started, but I was angry about everything. I was angry about who's getting all the money. Where's all these nonprofits coming from? Well, we got 350 nonprofits in Pasadena. I come in out helping and stuff like that. I was on a tear, right? But then we were trying to find our position. That's basically what it was. Mm-hmm. Jamal was like, "I'll help you, but I'm not going to stay over here." Quiet.
Really hear you.
That's right. Exactly.
That was his point.
That's what I said. Yeah, I said you were going to say, "I'm going to stay over here. I'm going to be quiet over here in the corner. I'm going to go ahead and just control the back end." Then you got forced into doing it because sometimes, well, all the time, I was having technical issues. And it's so funny. I've been doing IT stuff for 40 years almost. 40 years? About 44 years. 40-some years. And I am like the mechanic who doesn't want to fix the car because he's not getting paid for it. So Now I'm at the point now where I have to be on top of this because, like right now, when it cut out earlier, that's the sign that everyone has gotten into this building and is
Oh
now
yeah.
plugged into the internet. That's what happens every time an hour in, it starts going. And then I end up being frozen. But what I'm loving about this platform is that no matter what happens, I shut my whole computer down, came back, all the lives are still up. I can still access them. I still see the comments. So I don't complain at all. Jamal knows that when that happens, he's going to first, number one priority is take the screenshot.
Right.
Then number two, he's going to take
have a whole show of
show.
just his screenshots. Put some music behind it. You'd be like,
That, right? Oh my God!
there's gonna be plenty of them.
All day long. That's
So look, we've
technology
been
for
on
you.
an hour, 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and do the short version of the slides just so we can talk about what's happening this week, this weekend, and what have you. Well, some of the things because I add the juicy
We
little
just
stuff.
talk about
later on.
today and tomorrow, and then we can come back tomorrow. Now, does Tony have somebody scheduled for tomorrow? I haven't looked at the sheet yet.
We'll have to check. I believe she does.
Well, cool beanage.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
start.
there
with
I go again. Freezing.
Nah, you're good. All right, so I'm gonna jump into this real quick, and it'll be like you said. I'll just do the next couple days. We'll have more later on. He's gone. Oh,
I'm still here.
I almost got it. Yeah, it froze for a second. That was
I
going to
told
be a
you it was
good one.
freezing.
That was going to be a good one. All right, man. All right,
I'm
Yeah,
making
that was
that
it.
face.
and I got it. I'll come back with it. Here we go. All right, y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna start with an abbreviated. We'll do an abbreviated version today of the slides. So, LA Fire Justice, who put on the event, this Saturday, they actually have an ongoing workshop series designed to provide a roadmap and answer your questions about the rebuilding process. The next one will be tomorrow, September 30th. They're going to discuss choosing the right builder. And then the last one for this latest installation or portion of it will be next Wednesday, where they're going to discuss your rebuild game plan. The location is the Altadena Coalition, which is 409 East Woodbury Road in Altadena. 6:30 will begin opening remarks. The guests will begin speaking at 6:45, followed by Q&A at 7:30. I know we talked about this before, just letting you guys know, hey, this workshop, the last one is today, the one on Monday. Oops, let me go back. Sorry about that. The one today at 7 p.m. We'll provide any feedback from either Marcus from Marcus and or Brian to tell you if it's the results were any different from the first three, where they were just gathering information. So we'll give you a little bit of feedback tomorrow on that. And then on Wednesday, all right, I'll just stop it now. I will stop it now because that's really all I had for right now. That was super short.
Hey, Jamal,
Yeah.
can you do me a favor? Can you real quick? Can you just highlight the Thanksgiving thing?
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, I think that should be every day, regardless.
Yeah,
We need to make sure
you're
that
right.
one.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go.
And I've also updated it on the site.
Yeah,
So
I
when
haven't
you go to the
updated
first
right now.
page of our site, it'll be right there as well.
We're way too small over there. I'll do it right here. And I'm going to have the QR code up here. So I'll bring us over there. There we go. So this is our flyer for Altadena Talks Foundation's Day of Thanks Community Luncheon. It's going to actually take place on Saturday, November 22nd. Although the slide says 2022, it is 2025. I forgot to switch it out. I will do that right away. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Loma Alta Gym, which is at 3330 North Lincoln Avenue in Altadena. There's a QR code on the actual screen in the upper left, and there's a QR code directly on the flyer. They both go to the same location. It is a Google form. We ask that you fill out your name, the address that you had in Altadena, and the members of your family. There's a little bit more information, maybe one or two other items. I think your email, telephone number, but really want the information primarily about where you lived, especially if you lost your home. This is for the community. It is no cost, but we are going to cap it at 1,000. So please jump in there. Go ahead and register. If you want, you can register other family members for them if you like, but you want to provide their information, or you can pass this on. Just share the QR code along with the flyer. And Derek is working that event. That's right. He's going to be helping us with the delicious foods and how to make it happen really, really well. Thank you, Marcus, for reminding me to do that. I don't know why I didn't do that before. Because I'm so used to going through the whole process, and I end with that one anyway. And so when I did it earlier, threw me off.
And if you happen to go to our website, this is what you will see on the front page. When you first log in, you scroll down, and bam, there it is. Now, what we have here is the link for you to register as a resident. But we also have the link for you to, if you want to be a sponsor. So when you click that link, it takes you over to the sponsor page where you can pick what your sponsorship would want to be out of the 7 choices that we have here. And so far, we've raised $6,000 of our goal of $75,000. This $75,000 right here is to cover gift cards for the people that are attending the dinner. And I hope to see you guys there. Of course, we always try to make sure we give you what you need so that you don't have to be searching for it. So please, if you know anybody that's wanting to donate money, this is the place to be to do it. And if you feel more compelled to want to feel good about us, we got a video right here, right on the same page of Tony when she was doing her volunteer work with Team Rubicon. And they also did a special thing on her. So check our website out, altadenatalks.org. I used to give the other thing, but then I forget that I do stuff to enhance it. And people kept saying, yeah, I went to altadenatalks.org, and I said, that doesn't work. And I'm the one that fixed it. And I'm telling people it doesn't work.
Well, there it is.
You know what? I'm doing so much, I can forget what I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, thank goodness for the CRM, or else I'd be done.
I know that's right. Oh, man. So, like we always ask, and Marcus had brought this up earlier too, just anybody who's tuning in that would like to come on the show, we invite you to. You can talk about just your personal story. You can talk about, again, whatever you want to talk about related to the fires and the fact that you were a resident here. We want to have this a two-way conversation. Love it to be engaging, and many other people's perspective. We'd love to hear that. So please.
We really need to hear from the small businesses. We need for you to lend your voice to the tragedy. We know what you're going through, and we feel for you. I have friends that are small business owners and everything, and it's terrible what you guys are going through. And this is a forum that you guys can come on and share their experience, and hopefully can get some leverage and some assistance to get you guys through this journey. It's very unfortunate that the small businesses is just left out of everything, including the clearing of the lots. Like that just made no sense. But please come on, I've talked to someone who was a small business owner. I have friends that are small business owners, and I know you guys are going through it. And sometimes it's a double whammy, right? It's the home and the business, and so um, please come on and share your experience. Let us know what your challenges are or your triumphs have been. You know, to kind of help shine that light on you guys. We're not forgetting about you. And this is an avenue for you guys to go ahead and reach out to other people, other viewers that could maybe help get that leverage.
Yeah, please share, our podcast with others. Please do that. And there are, you know what? I stopped the slides too soon. I'm going to talk about a couple more real quick. So I'm gonna just jump in. The Pasadena Senior Center, they have an event today at 1:00. It's discussing property taxes and the Eden fire, what you need to know. It's presented by the assessor, the county assessor, Jeff Prang. This is located at 85 East Holly Street in Pasadena. And then there's also this event here, the home of King and Queens Healing Through Creativity Art Therapy. It's hosted by Fair Oaks Burger. You're designed to help you explore your emotions through creative expressions. It's at Fair Oaks Burger, 2560 Fair Oaks Avenue, from 3:00 to 5:00. They do want you to register by going to homekings13@gmail.com. And this should actually, oh, you know what? I'm tripping. You gotta tell me I'm not advancing the slides right. I'm looking at my actual slide presentation and not the screen. So this is the home of the King of the Queens Healing event at Fair Oaks Burger from 3 to 5 today. And then we have the last chance for LA fire survivors to actually get a free mattress. That's actually going to be tomorrow at Living Spaces. So if you still need a mattress, you can go to Living Spaces and get a free mattress. And that is, it ends tomorrow. And then lastly, I'll go ahead and talk about this one. The Altadena Chamber of Commerce and Mariposa Junction are seeking Altadena small businesses, artists and makers who sell goods, wares, and experiences for Altadena small business market. They're encouraging local youth groups to apply as well. As Brian had mentioned before, this actual event is going to be November 29th from 12 to 4 on Mariposa Street between Lake and El Molino. However, the deadline, if you're a vendor and want to participate, is actually tomorrow, September 30th. So definitely scan that QR code if you're interested in participating.
Okay. Keep that right there real quick. Let me scan the QR code. Because I'm a scanner. They call my name. I'm a scanner. All right, thank you.
Yeah, of course. The rest of the things are for this weekend. We will definitely tackle those tomorrow and the rest of the week. There's a couple other items that are happening the following week as well. So we'll definitely cover those. But today, again, one of those very organic conversations that I thought was very productive. Thank you for coming on, Marcus, and sharing your perspective. It's always refreshing to hear from you. I
love coming on.
Yeah,
I love coming on, cool. and I do want to also encourage another, sector that is kind of behind the scenes, but really going through it, and that's remediation. Those that are going through the remediation process, it's grueling and it's slow. It's dragging along, and there's some people that I know, some family members that I know that are a half a year away from the remediation process to be concluded.
Wow.
So that those people as well, those Altadenas as well need to share your voice. And let's try to put pressure on folks to do something and speed things up. You're gonna have some houses rebuilt before remediation is finished, and that just came to me right now. That makes no sense. How can that be? How can that be? It's just red tape and it's insurance for sure, where they're saying, oh no, you don't need to replace this. we can clean it. We can clean your mattress. You don't need to replace it. How do you get all of the smoke damage out of a mattress?
Man, the chemicals and all that other stuff that went in it from the smoke. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I mean, to even verify that it's all out, you would have to damage the mattress, right? You'd have to get into the mattress to.
Yes.
So then the mattress is already damaged.
Yeah,
that should be like a no-brainer. Replace.
Yeah.
Make a deal with Living Spaces or wherever,
Mm-hmm.
and get it done. But see, that's the type of things that the remediation process, and we're coming up against. Hopefully, it's not a bad rainy season. But if this rain season is bad, that's gonna make it worse.
Yeah, it's gonna make it real tough.
Yeah. So we need to help out that community as well, our Altadenans, to get that voice heard. So come on and share that as well. I mean, look, this is recorded as well. You can share your own story to your insurance company or whoever or the friends and get things done, so get pressure on them. So again, I encourage everybody to come on and share your experiences and use the platform for what it's for. It's to rebuild, to get back, but it's also to leverage. Use it as leverage.
Absolutely. Derek said he had to hire a lawyer to handle that situation with State Farm. And Derek, I'm sure you're not the only one.
No.
You had to get a lawyer involved for this.
Yeah. And it shouldn't take that. It shouldn't take that. State Farm, they just love to hear from attorneys, apparently. Like State Farm is just like
they're infamous for it, right?
Yeah. Like they need friends. They need attorney friends. Because State Farm's doing nothing.
They're like, we're not giving up a great. Oh, you got a lawyer? Okay, well here's $900.
Oh,
right.
Okay, here you go. But
Sorry about that. Our
State Farm
bad.
is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
They're the worst by far. I mean, every time I hear State Farm, it's just
Hey, right after the fire, my insurance went from $217 to $450, and I couldn't afford to pay that. Not right after the fire, so I was without insurance for 2.5 months until I could actually get some insurance I could afford, because all the insurance companies went up for those first 3 or 4 months. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
hey,
what?
Let me tell you about something, man. That this is a semi-personal experience. You got these solar companies that are charging still
for the people whose homes have burned down.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, how are you even getting away with that?
So
you didn't cancel.
You didn't cancel, or you didn't change it from auto pay or whatever, And they
I can't believe they're taking people's money still. Like, you should have blocked that. Like all the zip codes.
Yes.
That's crazy.
But that is happening. I know for sure that is happening, and even crazier is that it said, it shows that there's been more electricity used since the end of last year.
I don't know how.
It's been incrementally increasing.
Man,
it's dark up there at night.
That's ridiculous.
Like,
how is that even possible?
Well, you don't have nothing to even collect the energy you're saying.
Yeah.
Like
where's the meter? Oh, y'all took them. Y'all took them right after the fire.
So that's a real deal too, a real thing too. Like honestly, it's turned me off to the whole solar thing. Seeing it, because for sure you have bad apples and everything, right? Well,
yeah.
I know of one bad apple for sure now. And then when you call the customer service, guess what? They have been sold.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
So you just chasing a dream.
Yeah,
At this point.
and then guess what's gonna happen? I know it. They're gonna say, "Oh, we found out it was our fault, our mistake." They're not gonna explain how they was even
And they're
billing
gonna
you.
reimburse you. They're gonna give you credit.
They're gonna give you a credit, and then what's that credit worth? You think you're gonna
Nothing.
go back
You
to the
ain't
same company? What is the credit worth?
Nothing.
Oh boy, that's
So-
why we
so
need Geraldo.
beware.
You're Geraldo.
And Phil Donahue.
I'm trying to get busted up in the nose over.
Nah, we got to bring those things up.
Yeah,
Bring folks to the table or to the screen
yeah,
and talk about it.
yeah. But and to beware. If you're rebuilding and you want solar on there, beware that there's those bad apples, and really do some vetting and due diligence on the company. Confirm how long they've been around. Confirm what their reviews are and all this stuff. Don't
Bet them like Tony bets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to vet these folks.
Yeah, because really, man, and they're just preying on people.
Yeah, you got to look behind the curtains and see what's really happening with these folks to before you just jump on board with them.
Yeah,
Marcus brings up a really, really good point. You got to really dig in and find out what they're about before you go do business with them. And
Yep.
as with anybody,
Yeah.
we've been talking about that obviously with the builders.
hmm
And if you don't go with a builder who's all in one, then your builder, your architect, your all the different components that are necessary, you got to do all that vetting.
Yep.
You got to.
Yep.
You got to protect yourself.
Yep. So I would encourage anybody who has solar prior to the fire, that if you haven't at this point, and hopefully you have, but if you haven't at this point, make sure that you don't have your payments just being auto paid. Make sure that that's not happening, and if it is happening, confirm whether or not that those are legit charges. We didn't lose everybody didn't lose their house, so just confirm the rates. But it made me feel like they can just throw numbers out there and see if it sticks.
So, that's insane, man.
Yep.
That is insane. Well, man, what you got? You got anything else? Any other topics you want to talk about, B?
Lunch. Oh, Derek asked how do we book a day and time. So Derek, I'm going to put the form together today. We're going to set up a Calendly so that you can actually schedule the time that you are comfortable with. It's going to be Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Tuesdays and Thursdays are earmarked for Tony and her builders and any other dignitaries. So that will be up later on today. We will be pushing that. We just got approved for Google's $10,000 grant a month for ad spend. So we're going to be utilizing that to push our donations as well as our attendance, to build up the attendance. So tomorrow I will be working on those things that we talked about, QR codes today.
Cool.
Got a lot of stuff to do today. So I'll be in the office until 6:30, and then 7 I'll be up at the Lumhouse.
The kids say 6, 7.
6, 7.
6, 7.
My girls say that to me, I
Yeah.
swear, 2 or 3 times an hour.
Yeah.
As soon
What
as I
does
say
it mean?
it, like maybe, this or that. It's it could be almost anything. But I swear to you, they say it to me all the time.
Yeah.
And as soon as I say it, this is what I get. Oh, hold on. This is what I get. Like, no, you didn't
Yeah.
try to be cool,
Yeah.
Dad.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
tried to use the current slang.
That's it too. I'm with you. I'm with you, Jamal. I'm with you, man.
Yeah. It's like, man, forget y'all.
Yeah.
Luckily enough for me, when my son was younger, he was like he wanted to hang out with me. And I would play a lot of the time, right? So Jordan knows every time song. He goes, Dad, you know why everything is cool, everything's going right? And I go, why? He goes, because it's cool. See,
What's that spell?
See, my kids know all the songs, but they hang around their friends. They got their crew. And as
Yeah.
soon as they started hanging around their crew, then Dad and Mom no longer.
Not cool. You're not cool.
They're old. They're
You're
old.
not
They're
cool. You're only cool.
You're only cool
you
when
ride
you
somewhere.
ride.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad, you're looking handsome today down there. There's other things there.
It's like where you want to
What are
go.
we doing later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Tina
want to
just
take you out to
interrupted
lunch.
me yesterday. Dad, can you take me to so and so's? I'm on the phone. Can you say
No,
excuse
you need
me?
to get her back.
But wait, but then she's and I'm like, when? He's like, now? I'm like, man, you're out your mind.
Right.
You need to
just
plan
supposed to
this.
drop everything, right?
Right. When did you know about this? Like 3
Man.
days ago? It's like
No,
man,
like 6, 7.
yeah, 6, 7 days.
We don't have a documentary on how we grew up and have the stuff that we give to y'all now. We did not get.
Oh,
Right. Right. For sure.
My mother used to be like, McDonald's. McDonald's back then wasn't even expensive.
No.
No.
Well, we still didn't get it all the time. That was still a
No.
treat for me.
Yeah. No.
We only
he
got
wasn't
it like
getting all the
maybe
time.
once every other week or something.
Yep.
That was
I remember when Burger King had a birthday club, and every month you got a free meal. But on your birthday, you got a whole meal, right?
yeah.
So I turned 10 January 15th, 1977. I woke up early, and I lived in the Manors at the time. The Burger King was on the lake. I got up early, and I walked to the to the Burger King. Showed them my card, and I got my meal, and I sat there, and I took 100 bites. I chewed 100 times each bite because I was going to savor what I was never going to get for my birthday from my family. I savored every bite. And that cheeseburger I thought was this big when I was 10, and I was eating it slow. And a.m.
Man.
And that was the best memory I had. Yeah, I loved it. That was my thing.
Thanks, Kevin.
Birthday, yeah. Thank you.
There you go, Brian.
All this commercial and was down there signing up. I signed up in November. My birthday was going to come up in January.
The burger actually would fit the box back there, too.
Right.
Now the burger is
look at your baby. He's coming into the show. That's a pretty cool commercial for back then.
Yeah.
And that burger was huge.
Yeah, like I said, it actually.
Remember they had that commercial, take 2 hands.
The Whopper was a real Whopper.
Dude, I want a
Burger
Whopper.
King Kids Club. It's just for fun and just for you.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a birthday one, but that's what I found.
Hey, that's what it was. It was the kids' club, birthday club.
That's crazy. Oh, I found a channel for us for the Way Back Wednesday. They got some crazy stuff on here.
What is it, way back?
I stumbled across something, huh?
Yeah. Nah, it's classic commercials for you.
Mm.
Yeah, that's dope. We can cover that in a couple days.
Hey, let me tell you, this is the first time that I'm really hearing the background music. I love it, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I'm over here like, yeah, man, like I'm jamming.
Hey, I'm always grooving.
Every now and then I hear
Now
Brian.
it makes sense. Now it makes sense, Brian. I just thought Brian was falling off a chair from time to time, but
I'll turn it up a little so folks can hear.
Yeah.
So I told Brian I got another one for next season, but he said he wants to keep this one. So
Well, I ain't heard it yet, so I can't.
okay.
When I hear it, then I'll probably say, "Oh yeah, go with that."
mhm.
Yeah, this is nice, man.
So before we start this show, we're in for like about 30 minutes ahead of time, right? So we're always
Sometimes.
so the music's in the background. And after I set up everything, if I get in here early, if I set up everything, I'll just be sitting here going.
Make a brother
Yeah.
feel good. Y'all like the
Yeah.
music. La
Yeah,
música.
man.
Appreciate it. See,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
working on
nice.
some other
Hey
stuff.
man,
I'm
you
working on a
found your
YouTube
calling,
channel.
brother.
Yeah, I'm working on a YouTube channel. Oh, and I don't know if I'm gonna get back into it officially, but I got a neighbor
Come on, you are.
that lived by my mom in Vegas. He gave me a DJ controller. So for those that don't know, I used to DJ back in the day, but before I moved to Vegas back in 04, I donated all my equipment to a partner that I used to DJ with. He had this kids program, so I haven't DJ'd since then because I didn't have the money to buy the new equipment and everything, and plus now everything is digital. So I got this controller. I'm gonna try to get back into it and at least do some mixes on my, at the house. I don't think I'm gonna do parties and stuff, but it should be fun. Because now I can have a whole library of all the music I want because it's digitized and it'll be so much easier to.
Yep, you're not gonna have to carry crates.
And I remember I got happy when it was
drive.
when there were CDs.
You can have it hanging off your neck.
easier at one point. Yep, that's right.
Somebody
Yeah,
got
that'd be
going off my neck. What it look
Right.
like? I did.
But cool, man. So we're an hour and 40 minutes in. I think we had a pretty good show. Really good show. Thank you again, Marcus, for tuning in. What?
My computer runs slow as Methuselah. So this is gonna be my new when I'm like not wanting to.
I already see it. This is gonna be your new when you don't want to what before you put it up.
When I don't believe your BS. I'm waiting for the screen to come back.
I can already see it.
That's Welvin. He always said, "Got him." Got him.
That's just
He
wrong.
got ladies.
That is wrong.
Hey,
That's so wrong. That is so
that's
wrong.
my go-to now. That's Aaron Hall before the surgery.
Wow.
You were stupid.
When I get you home tonight. I got a whole bunch of that stuff.
Yes, I know.
Because I used to do screenshots and everyone to throw stuff up on people's pages.
I know.
Oh, God. Okay,
All right.
so.
Well, I'm with you at this point. I'm ready to figure out what I'm gonna eat. What you eating, Marcus? Got at the crib. Did y'all barbecue again this weekend?
No barbecue. I do have an Olive Garden salad that I held off on last night, just in case I, needed to get at it. So I'll probably get at that before it whelps up on me.
There you go.
You gotta eat that lettuce quick. Because when they put that dressing on it, it goes.
Yeah.
Man, they slather it on.
Yeah. So I'll probably do that. Put a little piece of chicken with it or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck I'm gonna get. Wifey broke out on me. I don't even know where she is.
Where are you at now, Marcus? Are you out?
He's in Duroc. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm across, not too far from where your old stomping grounds.
Yeah, we were driving back by, and Jamal was telling me, I was telling him how I used to throw my bowling ball over the balcony when my parents go to sleep and jump off the balcony and run across the street to the bowling alley where that CVS is.
Yes.
Now. That's where I learned all my skills of bowling. over there, sneaking over there, and we were broke, so you had to keep score. They didn't have automatic scorekeepers back then, so you kept score. You made about $1 to $1.50 per person. So it was either a 4-man team or a 5-man team. So you either got paid from 8 people or 10. And if you got in good with the actual team, they would make you their regular scorekeeper. Now, the way the rules work, the other team might have a regular scorekeeper too, but it always went by whoever's on the left lane. So if your team was on the left lane, you got to keep score for that team. If your team was on the right,
it was like a home and away type thing.
Yeah, you might have to sit this one out. So we would always, whoever had to sit out, we would always put together like 50 cents each and buy them like a burger, a burger meal, because it was only $2.99 back then. So bowling, I think, was 25 cents for us as kids. So we would, after we finished keeping score, we make about $20
back then.
We would go and bowl pot games, and everybody put up $2. And of course, some people got all the money, and some people didn't.
Which one were you, Brian?
In the beginning, I was the one that didn't get any money. Then I got Glenn Allison, who bowled a 900 series, 3 perfect games in a row in league.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. In 83 and 84, he came up to the bowling alley and said, I was giving free lessons. Well, all the kids who knew how to bowl talked smack about him. Oh, he's washed up. Oh, he only won 1 PBA championship. And I go, I like to learn.
And how many did they win?
None. But, this is bowling. This is alley privilege.
Right.
You can bowl good in this house. You think you better than everybody, right? So I used to throw the ball as a backup, meaning that instead of bowling like this, instead of turning my hand this way, I turn my hand this way.
Mine kind of does that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Glenn watched me bowl the first game, and then he asked me to shake his hand and start shaking his hand the regular way. He goes, well, why didn't you shake my hand like this? And I said, that's not how you shake hands. He said, that's not how you bowl either. So, so he went to the pro shop and bought me one of those wrist braces that came from here all the way down to here. I could not turn my hand this way. I was forced to turn it that way. The first 3 games hurt like hell because my wrist was not used to turning that way. But after 20 games that he made me bowl, giving me pointers along the way, I went from a 103 average to a 190. In those 20 games.
Wow.
4 months later, I left juniors because I was still bowling juniors. I was about to turn 18 in January. February 24th, I'll never forget this day, I bowled my first adult league, and I was subbing for somebody. I bowled a 161 and 162, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 9 strikes in a row came. And so it's time for me to get up in the 10th frame, and the first one was in the pocket, smack. The second one hit the headband a little slightly to the left and still got a strike. The last one, I don't remember what happened because when it happened, I was carried up like Rudy to the front. Wow. Now, mind you, I'm 18. I'm about 6 feet tall, 6'1" right at that time, and weighed about 140. So it was easy to pick me up.
Yeah.
That day they gave me, now back then they used to shut the lanes down because American Bowling Congress would send a representative out to check the lanes to make sure that they were oiled by the specs. There was no, what they called a walled shot where no matter where you threw it, it went right back to the pocket. And after that, I got a Columbia 300 jacket because I bowled with a Columbia 300 ball. I got a bowling pin with my name on it. I got a ring that was and $100. And I thought I was the stuff, right?
You were. Shit.
Yeah.
But that was now the next one came 2 months later, and I predicted it. And I know a lot of people won't believe this, but I was keeping score on lanes 11 and 12, and we were going to bowl at 9 o'clock on lanes 9 and 10, and the team didn't show up because they both were out of town. And I kept looking at those lanes going, I'm about to keep those lanes up. They're going to have fresh oil. It ain't going to be all dry. And there was this girl Well, she was about 3 years older than me. She was a woman. Her name was Anna Sapova. I thought she was the finest thing walking. I just wanted to impress her. So I couldn't wait. I knew I was bowling. And she witnessed it. And I bowled the second game. I shot a 190 first game. Second game was 300. Man, that woman went out there and bought me a plaque, got me like a ring with a diamond in it, let me drive her Porsche for a week. I thought I was the stuff.
Yeah, no, you were. You were.
Yeah, I wonder where she is now, man. I want to thank her.
She probably had a bowling alley.
Knowing her, because they love the ball. She's probably still beautiful. Yeah. So, Anna, if you out there, let's get a game going. I love it.
Yeah. You picked a lane.
Right.
Yeah, just pick it. I'll be there. Unless it's in Wisconsin, it's I might. He can keep that. But bowling in the Midwest is really popular. They have several bowling centers out there because that's what you do in the winter.
Yeah.
You go to the bowling alley and bowl. Now, if you move to the Midwest and you think you join in the league, it's a 5-year wait. It's crazy.
Crazy.
You would have to actually come up there sub enough to where somebody would say you're our designated sub. And then you actually could get the bowl every week. Because sometimes there's a lot of people that pay the whole year, but they have jobs that they work graveyard shifts, so they can't go bowl. So that's what usually happens. But if I ever won the lottery, I would build the biggest bowling alley in Pasadena. It'd be 100 lanes, and I wouldn't charge a lot for the games, not like how Bolero does it. I mean, you go to Bolero to bowl, and it might cost you $50 for 3 games.
Yeah, but that's not even bowling, man.
No, they're not. No, it's garbage. I can't bowl that.
They're like hanging on
Oh, the strings. Yeah, the strings.
Yeah, puppet.
It's all going to that now. You know what I don't like? I
didn't realize that's what they're doing now.
You don't get the full action on the pins if you got a string.
You don't. What will happen is the string. Now, here's the thing, though. You got to change the way you bowl because I've learned to develop a way where I know I'm going to leave that 10 pin, but I know that string on that 6 pin is going to yank it down.
See, man, you too good.
It's not even bowling because I have to hit the butt pin and then send the 7 pins crawling across the stage. Hit the 10 pin. Bam!
Can't do that now.
Pick up a 7-10 with that string.
Nope. They're literally on strings, man.
Oh, that's stupid.
I have to show y'all some of my bowling.
Is that the one in Pasadena?
No,
what about Arcadia too?
In Arcadia,
Bolero's changing them all, but not all at the same time. The reason why they're doing this is because mechanics were trying to hold people hostage, and they wanted to make it so that it's more maintenance free. You still need a mechanic, but they got a remote control now that they don't even go back there. They just hit the button and it pulls that pin up first, and then it pulls the rest of them up.
Yeah, it's
I haven't bowled since the fire started. I tried to go one time and I wasn't into it. I took Sherry bowling. I didn't take my equipment. She thought that wasn't fair because she wanted me to go all out. I said, you know what? I'd rather just keep it cordial and enjoy it all the way. Because if I pull my equipment out, I'm gonna eat you up, and you're not gonna want to bowl me anymore. So I don't know. Keep it real, man.
Yeah, you see him? See the puppet?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And it's so funny because when you hit the pins, they don't pop up. And here's the funny thing. So right in front of those pins is a little black cover that comes down.
Yeah.
So you can't see if the pin was going to roll over there and hit the outline.
Right.
It's just like early on. I'm like, get out of here.
So it can't fall like top down.
Nah, it does.
It's gonna dangle.
I mean, there's some like play in the string, but it's not. It's not natural though. It's just not a natural action.
It's not. Which sucks.
Oh well.
So, Gotta find now. I think Action Lanes over there in Temple City is still regular, and I used to go over there a lot and bowl, but not lately because I'm just not into bowling right now. I wish I was,
But B, you may want to try it, man. It could be very therapeutic for you, man.
Yeah, you get to hit.
oh, trust me, I want to. I think we should. I think we all should go. I think I'm gonna probably set up something and put it out there for people to just meet us up there. I'll try to book like 3 hours, and we can just have the whole bowling alley to ourselves, and have a DJ up there, and just do something. Because I do need to get outside. I'm all work and no play, literally, since this has happened. To me, this is fun, though, so it's not like it's a drag. But at the same time, I haven't been to the beach. I haven't been to any amusement park. I don't think I've been to any picnic or park gatherings or whatever, except unless it's something we're doing. I haven't had, even with the block party, I didn't really get to enjoy it like I wanted to, because it was making sure that people who didn't make it could get to see what it was about, to be able to prepare for it next year. I do want to do something next summer, like a victory park, like all city event, barbecue event or whatever. Just not something that we are going to be giving something to or whatever, but just come out and enjoy the day. Meet your neighbor. Talk to somebody you've never talked to before. I mean, I've been doing that. I've met more neighbors in the last 8 months than I have living in Altadena. You know, that's crazy, because you get to meet people and you get to see other sides of Altadena. Like and Tony has enlightened me a lot, or probably all of us. I didn't know about the Altadena Garden. I didn't know about the origins of the Little League. I didn't know about a lot of the stuff. I didn't know about the Woodburys coming here first and building up the town, and you know that Altadena dairy, it was not from Altadena. They just took the name and made that. Like what?
That's why someone has suggested to have like maybe it should be like a series of it where people come out and do just share the history. You know,
I would love to have nostalgia week. You know, where we just all week we just have people come on and talk about and show their pictures, share their screen and show their pictures, because this town means a lot to everybody for different reasons. Majority of us that's right here right now, we base our life in Altadena off our childhood experiences growing up through Altadena and actually never leaving. Even if we did leave, I don't care where I live. I was in Altadena almost 2 times a week, at least. And I lived in Hermosa from 2013 to 2019. And how many times was I at your house? And when you lived up in
Vegas, Claremont?
No. Meadows.
Oh no, yeah.
How many times was I up there? Yeah, I mean, it was just like always in the Meadows.
All
and
the
then
time.
I would leave Jamal's house and stop by Mosan's house, stop by Cash's house, stop by Mark Hightower's house, and Munch's house, and everybody lived up there. And you know, I always told Mark, Munch, you know, what's up with your cousin, man? Why you won't let me holler at her? He said, man, get out of here. Talking about Carlene. I was like, you got beautiful eyes. How come you won't let me talk to her? And just like you won't let me talk to your sister. I said, okay, well, I'm going to leave that alone. You definitely talk to my sister. My sister thought she was slick. When we had the dance crew, the Drifters, we used to go to the thrift store and buy old suits, 2-tone suits that were, 40-inch waist. We only had 28-inch waist back then. And so
I can even
my
fit
sister,
waist right now.
Well, I'm right
On
there.
the
almost.
leg.
Right. My sister showed me how to tailor my pants. Go and turn them inside out, put them on, pin them, and take them off. I would drain pipe my stuff the way it was dope, almost zoot suit like. And so once my friends in the group started seeing how my stuff looked, they went, "Hey man, what you taking your stuff to?" I said, "I'm doing my stuff." All right, so here come Iran. Okay, we're gonna all have a session over at Brian's house. Everybody go get your stuff from the thrift store, and Brian's gonna sew it. I said, Brian ain't doing none of that. Brian is gonna show you how to do it. So
he tried to voluntold you.
Yeah, but here's the problem. My sister comes out there and goes, "Oh, I'll sew your stuff." I'm looking at her like, all of a sudden you are involving yourself in things. Come to find out, they would go in her room and change, and she'd just be sitting there going like this. I'm like, what is wrong with you? That's why they all thought they had a chance. She gives everybody the eye, fool. That don't mean she's trying to get at you.
You're right.
She's trying to see why she would want to talk to you. That's the look. Oh, God. But we got stories like this all day, man. I mean, This is Altadena for you. I mean, we've had so many. Remember the inside out jeans where you used to bleach them and wear them inside out or backwards?
Yeah.
The Levi's.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. I used to go to the swap meet and buy Guess lookalike, and then I would go buy raggedy Guess shorts or whatever. That was real cheap. And my sister showed me how to rip
take the patch off.
Yeah, without destroying it, and then sewing it back in the same holes, so you couldn't tell. So Dio was like, "Hey, where you get those striped black and white?" I said, "Man, I bought them in America." Hey, what was that? I said, "Nah, man, you can't go shop at the place I shop." I was getting all my stuff from the swap meet in El Monte. Remember that swap meet down there? It was an old drive-in or whatever.
Yep.
And I used to go down there and get all kind of stuff. Came back to Pasadena, thought I was styling profile. Maryland. Woo, don't get me started with Maryland. Woo, boy. I went on all nights. I went on Black Night. I went on Punk Rock Night.
We're going to be on for another hour. You talking about all that.
That's what we're going to talk about on Throwback Wednesday, Way Back Wednesday. We're going to talk about all the old clubs. People go find the old flyers. I got a couple of sites.
You find some of the flyers. Those were crazy.
Well, I got my boys' flyers from Facebook. Damu, DJ Damu. He's got all the flyers. He even sent me some stuff that I used to do. Flyers that I used to do when I was in West Covina and Altadena Heights doing LA Style Entertainment. So the company Style Click Media is a derivative of the promotion company that I had back in the day called LA Style Entertainment.
That's right.
And so we went and took it from promotion to marketing. And it's still the same concept, same tactics. I remember when I had LL come to the club and I said, LL live, real big and then real small, signing autographs.
He wasn't lying.
Pack the house. And everybody said, I thought he was going to perform. I said, you did look at the flyer, right? There you go with them tactics again. I ain't coming to your next one. I said, that's all right. You'll miss out. They always said they wasn't coming. There wasn't nothing to do in Altadena Heights or West Covina. We brought LA to West Covina. They were happy for it too. I'm still a legend at certain malls.
All right, dude.
Maybe we're getting chased out by the security for passing out flyers in the mall. All right, go ahead and hit the button, brother. Derek, don't forget, I will have that form up on our AltadenaTalks.com site to sign up to be on the show after I eat lunch. So
we'll start showing it too. We'll start showing it on the show as well. But thank you, everybody. Hope you have a fantastic Monday, rest of your week and everything. Tune in tomorrow for episode 185. We believe Tony has someone on. I should have checked while I had an opportunity. But tune in at 10 o'clock. We're gonna start, and it'll be a nice thing. Hope you again have a great day. Thank you, Marcus, for tuning in and joining us today. It was very good. Very, very
Episode
cool.
185.
Yeah.
Another summer.
Yeah, 184 in the books, 185 on its way.
That's right. Let's throw the deuces up. About to hit that button. Peace, y'all.
15 more
Hey.
episodes to go.
Brad, I'll see you later.